Today for class, we're gonna start standing. Feel free to find your feet hip distance apart on a mat. And if you'd like to have a chair nearby, feel free to do so, or some blocks that you could use if you're doing this from home. Feel free to grab what you need and rejoin. All right, so from standing, let's take an inhale and just reach the arms up overhead, high as you want to take them. Exhale, arms can float back down by your sides. A couple more like that. Just take a breath in. Notice how your whole body feels as you're moving your arms. Exhale, arms can come back down. One more breath in and reach. Breath out, float the arms down by your sides. Let's take a couple shoulder shrugs here, up towards the ears with the shoulders. Roll them back and let them sink in that down position. Again, breath in, roll the shoulders up. Feel that tension in the neck. And now breath out and feel the tension release. Last time, breath in, reach the shoulders up. Breath out, let them release. Take a moment just to notice mentally where you're at. And then also physically give yourself permission to change things as we go through our little routine today, making this class what you need it to be for your own body. And then let's go ahead and take one hand to your hip. We'll reach the other arm up tall as you want to, and just feel a lengthening down that whole side of your body. See if you can lengthen without necessarily leaning over. And now let's swap sides. And so taking the other arm and reach it tall. How long can you make that side of your body? And then back down. Let's swap again, this time adding a little bit more awareness. So taking the other arm, reaching it up, and now see if you can plant your heel. Think about planting your heel on the same side as the arm that's lifting. And maybe think about squeezing the rear muscles, adding a little glute activation here, if you're not already. And back down. Other side, now planting the heel on the side that the arm is lifting. Feel maybe that thigh turn on a little bit more. And now activate through the gluteal muscles, the rear muscles. Maybe you even feel an opening through the chest as you set that whole activation pattern up. And then taking that arm back down, let's find the top edge of your mat, arms to heart center. And then bending your knees and ankles, let's fold forward. Take a moment to just let the head relax here. Let the shoulders release. Feel the stretch. Maybe it even feels good to rock your hips side to side a bit. Just feel that nice long stretch down the hamstrings and the thighs, the back of the thighs, the calf area. And now planting the hands, we're gonna step the left leg back and we'll find our high lunge. So we kind of plant the forefoot, the front part of the foot, find a balance point, squeeze your thighs towards each other as you lift up. You can always stay with your arms out to the sides, or if you want to, you can lift them all the way up. Letting the shoulders sink away from the ears here. Finding your breath. Taking in your surroundings. Now let's take arms to heart center. We'll pause here for a moment. Just breathe in, breathe out. And then reaching down now towards the floor or ground, whatever you're on. In our case, some sand here. Place the left hand down and we can add the right arm lifting for a twist. slowly untwisting. And then let's take that back knee down, and we can help the front leg underneath us so we end up in hands and knees. And then from here, let's tuck the toes and lift the hips and find a down dog. All right, from down dog, just take a nice big breath in. Maybe sigh that breath out the mouth, out loud. One more like that. Breathing in and a nice long sigh. And then let's lower the knees back down, moving into just a little bit of cat and cow. On the inhale, you can drop the navel down, and on the exhale, round the spine. Feeling free to move at your own pace here. Notice the whole spine, all connected, tailbone to crown of head. And then from here, finding our neutral spine again as we're finishing that up. And then we're gonna tuck our toes, moving back into that down dog. And from that down dog position, we can walk the feet towards the hands, bending the knees. Nice and generous knee bend here to help you. Think about powering through your feet to rise up. So a good push off your feet as you rise to stand. Inhale, reach. Exhale, arms to heart center. Take a pause here. Notice your whole body, breathing in, breathing out. Great work. We're going to fold forward towards the ground. Take a moment here to feel those hamstrings again. Maybe they're already starting to feel a little bit warmer, a little more stretchy than the first time you folded forward. This time we're going to step that right leg back, long. We'll plant the front part of the foot. Feel your inner thigh muscles squeeze towards each other as you make that transition up to our high lunge. And we'll settle in here for a few breaths, letting the shoulders sink away from the ears. Feeling that back leg nice and strong. And now taking arms to heart center. We'll shift forward with our arms towards the ground, nice and slow. You can always stay here if you prefer not to add the twist, or plant the right hand and then add the left arm lifting for the twist. And then we're untwisting. Now instead of coming down to our hands and knees and down dog, and that's always an option though, we're gonna take this left leg back to plank. You can always come down to hands and knees though, so feel free to make that an option if that's what your body is needing today. From our plank position, we can hold this, or we can hold a kneeling plank, breathing in, breathing out. Now, if our knees are not lowered yet, let's go ahead and lower them. And then we're gonna make our way down to belly. So just lower down towards your stomach, however you want to get there. And then from your stomach, let's take a little opposite arm and leg position. So we're gonna take both arms out in front, like a V, with your thumbs lifted. And then let's lift the left leg and the right arm. Keeping the head slightly tucked, or the chin slightly tucked. I do have my upper body, like across the shoulder areas, lifted a bit. If that works for you, you can do that too. If that feels like it's a little too hard, feel free to keep your forehead down if that's better. And now let's swap sides. So now right leg and left arm lift. And back down. Left leg, right arm. And back down. Last time, right leg, left arm. And back down. Awesome job. From here, we're going to take our arms to a W position. So bending the elbows, kind of make like a goalpost shape with your arms. And then we're going to try to pull the forearms up off the ground with the elbows. Tuck the chin, lift the upper body, and we're squeezing the shoulder blades together and downward. Nice work. Gently place the hands next to your chest. We're going to press on back up, finding our way to a child's pose. So just take the heels together, knees can come wide for a moment, and then just sit the hips back any amount. Take a couple breaths here, breathing in, breathing out. As you're breathing, just try to notice a gentle expansion of the rib cage out the back part of the rib cage on the height of that inhale. And then a nice relaxation on the exhale. One more deep breath in and out like that. And now finding your way to hands and knees. Tucking the toes, we're going to make our way back up to down dog. So from our down dog position, then take a deep breath in and out. And then let's walk the feet towards the hands. Feel free to bend your knees generously to help you here. And then take a good mental kind of image of you pressing your way up to standing, really powering through the feet and the legs. Nice power up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, arms to heart center. Breath in, breath out. Just check in with your whole body. Notice your feet connected to the ankles, the knees, the hips, the pelvis, the spine, the shoulders, the arms. Back up to the shoulders and all the way up through the crown of the head. So we just take that opportunity to connect your whole spine, your whole body, upper body, lower body. It's almost like we're taking a step outside of our body and looking down at it, and then stepping back in and feeling it. And now from here, let's step that left leg back to find warrior one. So the back heel can come down, and the back toe can turn out just a little bit. Option to keep the arms here, or if you'd like to, you can take the arms up overhead. And now let's take the arms down by your sides with the pinky fingers towards your hips. We're going to press strongly into that left leg as you shift your upper body forward. A nice straight spine here, just hinging forward. And now let's go back to warrior one, releasing the arms down and then overhead. Finding that nice long reach with the fingertips. Arms to heart center from here. We're going to step onto your right leg and take a little balance. So you can bring your left leg to the toe in front, or you can lift it all the way up with the knee. If it works better for you just to have a little toe touch, that's fine, or you can lift your knee. Now let's set that leg down. We'll take an inhale, overhead reach. Exhale, folding forward. don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely starting to feel a little more warmed up in those hamstring muscles on the back of the leg with this forward fold. Take a little relaxed, little wiggle with the neck just to make sure you're relaxing the neck muscles there. And now bend through the knees. We'll power up to stand again. Inhale, reach. Exhale, arms to heart center. Stepping the right leg back, let's find our warrior one with the right leg. So back heel down, toes are out just a moment, and then finding the arms overhead if you'd like to. And then we can slowly take the pinkies down towards your hips. We're pressing strongly into your back leg as you shift your upper body forward any amount. And now release the arms down and overhead back to warrior one. Arms to heart center. We'll come to our one-legged balance, or any version of that you would like to. And so shifting the weight towards your left leg. You can bring that right toe forward, either hover with the toe down or lift the knee up. And now let's place that leg down. Let's take an inhale, overhead reach. Exhale, folding forward, bend through the knees. Let's add a little halfway lift here. So we're going to inhale and lengthen the spine from crown to tailbone as you can lift your arms up a little towards the shins or even the thighs. And then an exhale, forward fold. Let's try one more of those. It's just like a nice little way to ebb and flow with the nerves around the spine. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Bending the knees, let's rise all the way to standing. Arms to heart center. Take a pause here. Again, notice your whole body. Working to integrate sensations that are coming from various parts of your body, along with your body's position in space. Present moment awareness, just noticing without judgment. And then from here, let's step that left leg back, and we're gonna find our warrior two. So left leg steps back, and then we're gonna just spin open a little bit to the long edge of your mat. Right knee is bent, left knee is straight. Pressing that right thigh outward with your hip muscles. Finding your steady breath here. And now let's reverse the warrior. Left arm down, right arm lifts. Back around. Let's find our side angle. Right elbow towards thigh, or you can reach down for a block or the ground. From side angle, let's straighten that right knee and turn this into triangle. So reaching the right hand towards the shin, or maybe it's touching the block still, that's okay. We're just straightening up that right knee any amount. Tucking the tailbone under here. So we're feeling that stretch down the outer part of that left hip perhaps, or the side, or maybe a few other areas. Let's bend your right knee back up to reverse warrior. And back around to warrior two. Take a pause here. And now taking arms to heart center. Let's open to a wide leg position. So if you need to adjust your leg position, feel free. We're staying the long edge of the mat. Bend your knees and let's fold forward, reaching for blocks or floor. You can have a soft bend in the knees here if that feels better. And now bending your right knee, let's walk the hands towards the right side, feeling that inner thigh stretch on the left. And now let's change, so walk the hands to the left leg, feeling that inner thigh stretch on the right. Making sure that you're supporting yourself through your hands so it takes the pressure off that knee that you're leaning towards. Let's go one more time each side here. So walking the hands over towards the right, bending the right knee. And walking the hands over towards the left, bending the left. Back towards center here. You can heel toe your feet in just a bit so you don't feel like you're doing the splits. And then we're going to step to the top edge of the mat. So finding feet together. Let's bend the knees, bend the ankles a bit. Take a little gentle rock, little bounce to get equal weight distribution between both legs. And then power up to stand. Inhale, reach. Exhale, arms to heart center. Take a pause, breathing in, breathing out. Regroup, connect your whole body again. And now soften through the knees and let's fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Bending through the knees, we're going to power up to stand again, all the way up. Arms to heart center. Stepping the right leg back, we're going to find our warrior two. So we step that leg back and then we're going to open up to the side here. So this time the left knee is bent. You're pressing that left thigh outward. Finding your steady breathing. Now let's reverse the warrior. Right arm down, left arm lifts. Back around through warrior two. We're gonna find our side angle. Left elbow towards thigh or reach down towards your block or floor. Finding that rotation or the twist through the rib cage that's working for you. Drawing the right shoulder and the shoulder blade towards the spine. And now from side angle, we can just straighten up that left knee. Feel free to take your left hand and move it to shin, or it can stay on block or floor depending on a lot of things, flexibility, arm length, all of the above. We're working to tuck the tailbone a little bit, so we're squeezing the bum under a little. Now let's bend your left knee, back up through warrior two and reverse warrior one more time. And finding warrior two. We're gonna straighten that left knee and find our wide leg position again. If you feel like you're doing the splits, you can always wiggle your legs in a bit. And then soften through the knees, and we can fold forward towards the ground here. Option to either interlace your hands behind you, if that works, and reach them away from your back. Or, as another option, you can keep the arms down and walk them behind you through your legs with the palms down. And then let's just release the arms wherever they're at. Bend the knees, and we can roll our way back up. Nice and slow. Head is the last thing to lift. And then we'll find the top edge of our mat again. From here, arms to heart center. Let's take our tree pose, rooting through your right leg and lifting your left to shin or to block or inner thigh. Finding length through your whole spine here, all the way out through the crown of your head. You can keep your arms down, or if you'd like to, you can try a little goalpost arms, or you can take the arms all the way overhead. Picking the option that's working best for you today. And now taking arms to heart center, wherever they're at, lowering to 2 feet and right away onto the other leg. So finding that tree pose that's working for you today, giving yourself permission to make a choice. Make a choice that's best for you today. Steadying your breathing. And then arms to heart center. Slowly taking your leg down, back to 2 feet. Give your legs a bit of a wiggle. Take a couple shoulder shrugs maybe. And then we'll find the top edge of our mat. From here, feet hip distance apart. Let's bend the knees, and we're just gonna fold forward. One more fold forward here for the class. Take a breath in and out. And then planting the hands, we're gonna step our way back to down dog. A breath in, and then you can sigh that breath out. And then we're gonna lower the knees and make our way to a seated position with one leg out to the side. So let's take the left leg out to the side, and the right leg can tuck in. Finding a tall spine here, so rooting through both sit bones, and then just really feel that lengthening through the crown of your head. From here, then reach towards your left leg any amount, and then if you'd like to, you can take the other hand and bring it up and around. Let's bring the arm back around. We're going to take just a little counter rotation. So left hand to right knee. Take a little twist here. And back to center. Let's change legs. Again, find that length through the whole spine first, and then without compromising that length, reach towards your right leg. Other arm can stay down if you prefer, or up and around. And now bring that arm back down by your side, and we can take that counter rotation. Nothing crazy, just a nice gentle rotation here. And back to center. Let's bring your right leg in front of you. We're going to keep it out straight. Lefty can tuck over top of the right leg, which is out straight. Finding length through the spine. Pull your knee towards your chest, towards that opposite shoulder. For those of us that are a little tight in our glute muscles, some of our rotator muscles in our glute, we're going to feel this. If you're real loose through the hips, you may not feel much of anything here, and that's okay. You can hold this, or if you want to add the rotation of the upper body towards the lifted leg, feel free to do so. And now let's come back to midline. Let's change legs. Cross the right over the left. Finding length through your spine. Pull that knee in towards your opposite shoulder. And then if you want to, you can add the twist towards your lifted leg. See a dolphin swimming out there. Just popped its fin up. And now let's come back to center, and then we're going to find our way to our back. And so feel free, just adjust a moment, and then we'll be on our back here. Once you're there, feel free to just take a little side to side knee rock with your knees bent. We're going to do one little abdominal exercise here, and so finding stillness with your knees. If it works okay, take your hands behind your head, and we're just gently resting them there, so making sure you're not pulling up on that head. And then let's take the left leg and reach it up towards the ceiling, or in my case, the sky. And then let's take the right leg out straight. If it works okay to hover that right leg off the mat, feel free to do so. If you want to lift your head just a little bit, that'll add to the abdominal activation. And now let's swap legs, so scissors the legs. And then we can hug both knees in towards the chest. A little side to side rock might feel good on your low back. Planting the feet then, let's take arms out to the sides. Right leg can cross over left leg, and then let's just let the knees fall to the left. Settle in here for some breathing. That lovely stretch with your knees over to the left. Right leg crossed over the left. And then let's come back to center with the knees. Uncross, change the cross of the legs, left over right. And now taking the knees and just letting them fall towards the right. Now bringing the knees back towards center. One more stretch here. Let's take our happy baby, drawing the knees in towards the chest, reaching for shins or toes, letting your hip creases kind of relax and release, letting the pelvic floor release, just drawing the legs outward any amount. Now working to keep the low back settled on the ground here. So making sure that if we need to, we can just take hold of the knees versus having to get a lot of stress in that low back. And now drawing the feet inward, let's take our feet together, knees wide. For some diaphragmatic breathing in our butterfly position. So feet together, knees wide. Just settle your arms wherever they want to land. And take a moment to feel your breathing. And so on the inhale, feel the belly rise. A gentle expansion of the rib cage, like a 360-degree kind of lower rib cage expansion. Direct the air up under the collarbones, and then exhale all the way up. Take 2 more breaths that way. And then feel free to stretch your legs out. Take any other little stretches that would feel good for your body. And then give yourself permission to set a timer maybe for 10 minutes if you'd like to, or it can be 5 minutes. And you can pause or stop the video and take that moment to just breathe and notice your surroundings, the sensations in your surroundings. Taking some mindful moments for yourself. So this is where I'll close our class today. I invite you to really take a few more moments for yourself to recenter, to be mindful. It's a huge brain exercise. It's so powerful for many of our systems in our body. And so with that, thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.